How many booms did your performance get today?
Maybe 10.
10 booms? Boom! The max is 5.
That inflates the boom.
Yeah. So when you guys traveled to Worlds last year, I mean, it's a bit of a tradition that players typically come up with pretty unique IGNs. Do you want to share what your Europe West IGN was?
What was it again?
It was I hate you #TL7.
So it was like a kind of an inside joke because the last time I came to EU, it was a very unpleasant experience and I hated the entire region because I thought they were crazy in the head. So it means I hate EU, but I couldn't say I hate EU or I was going to get run down.
Oh.
So it's I hate you.
Oh. Because my next question was who do you hate and why, but I guess it's just EU and just because they're crazy.
Well, to be honest, now I prefer them a bit more of NA because our queues are a bit long and it's like...
Really?
The quality is so low, it's like...
What do you think that is?
I don't know, I just think that they have better players there in the solo queue aspect.
I've heard a little bit of both. I've heard
and
some
a lot
people
more,
say
like, I just think they have more players is the main thing on the
yeah, I mean, that is true. I've heard both. I've heard some people think NA's better. I've heard some people say EU's better.
I think NA or US solo queue is better because it's faster, more players.
That makes sense. So the next question I have for you is, they announced and then later reversed the decision to ban TikTok, and you actually tweeted, I thought I had 4 hours, no.
Yeah, I was going to download all my TikToks, well, like, as soon as scrims ended, but when scrims ended, I was like, okay, time to download. I was like, it's banned.
So you got hard grief by your coach?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what do you watch on TikTok? Because I was, like, curious. What do you like?
Just memes or, like, just, I don't know, memes mainly.
Do you have, like, the Costco guys?
Yeah. That's a bit old, though, yeah?
I mean, it's only like a month old.
Sure.
It's not that bad.
True.
How many booms did your performance get today?
Maybe 10.
10 booms? Boom! The max is 5.
That inflates the boom.
Yes.
That's
You think you smurfed today?
No. I think it was terrible.
So
like, boom as an explosion this time.
No, but like, the booms are a good thing.
Yeah, but this time it's bad.
Oh, this time it's bad?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So, I mean, you guys still technically are still in the running for going to Brazil. Are you stressed at all? Or, I mean, the rest of the competition's pretty on the lower end.
I mean, to be honest, the way we played, we probably will lose. Like, today, the way we played today was, like, quite a joke, I think. So, if we play like that, we're probably going to lose. Hopefully we don't. That wasn't how we usually play as well.
What do you think was, like, the most uncharacteristic part of your performance?
Mine or as like...
Just, like, the team in general. Like, what...
I think our team fighting was, like, probably, like, bottom tier. Mainly. And our team fighting was just horrendous.
Do you think Shopify or Dig might be able to capitalize on that?
If we play the way we played, yeah. But, like, I don't think we'll play the same way, hopefully.
And you mentioned pretty consistently that ever since 2020, Core has been someone who works very closely with you, and you guys are now going on your 3rd year playing together. So kind of run me through how the relationship has blossomed over time. Do you still consider him more on the mentor side, or are you guys more equal now that you've been playing for a while? How does it feel?
Definitely more on the equal side, but I still look up to him as a mentor and, like, a partner.
How does, like, the lane dynamic work? Does he lead the way a lot of the time, or do you give your input, or?
We just do what we think is right. We think pretty similar. I think we're on, like, pretty much the same wavelength because we've been together for so long. Even though I've only played with him for 2 years, like, I talked to him a lot when I was in academy as well.
Yeah. So what do you think is different about TL now as compared to maybe last year or the year before?
Definitely some parts of the coaching staff and players dynamic. I think just coaching/player dynamic changed a lot in how, like, our team functions. I think if I had to give an example of, like, you were basically asking about 2022 roster, right? Or last year?
Last year.
Oh.
Like what do you think is, like, the biggest area of growth?
Oh, the area of growth?
Yeah.
I think having Swiffer is definitely a big change in our, like,
infrastructure?
Like, infrastructure, yeah. Especially with Spawn being a remote coach now. It's definitely the biggest change for sure. And I can definitely see, like, Swiffer being very helpful.
So, I mean, how have the changes impacted TL? Because I think you guys were very good at laning, for example. So, how do you guys approach some of the changes?
I think so Swiffer is a mid-positional coach as well, so we have Swiffer helping out, like, communication through, like, mid-jungle as well, and just how we play through mid-type of things.
I mean, looking ahead, again, you have to play Shopify and Dignitas. Is there one that you prefer over the other?
Do we have to play both? I thought we only had to play one.
You have to play one or the other. I don't know if it's decided yet.
I think it's Shopify.
It is Shopify?
From what I heard.
I wasn't too convinced with how they played yesterday. Did you watch the games at all?
Not really, just bits and pieces, but not much.
What do you think is, like, their high point or, like, their, standout player?
I think B-Boy's always a solid player. I always enjoy playing against him.
How do you think, like, the competition in NA at the AD carry position has changed over time? Because a lot of the older guard, for example, like Doublet, for example, doesn't play anymore. So how do you think players like B-Boy, do you think it makes the role a lot more competitive, or?
I think it definitely, like, went downhill losing Berserker probably hurt like the AD carry ecosystem a little bit because I feel like the more better AD carries there are in like the top 3, the more like the level gets higher.
Yeah.
But since we lost one, I think the level is a bit lower than it was last year.
So does that then make you feel better about your own performance? Like, do you feel like you're able to go for that first spot?
Yeah, personally, I think I'm in a pretty good spot, but it's mainly just I think the level has definitely like dropped a little bit since we lost a very good AD carry.
So like now that again you're gonna go home, hopefully rejuvenate, and then looking at the Shopify, what are some things you're looking to fix before that series? You mentioned team fighting. Is there anything else you want to address or work on before that series?
I would have to rewatch the series to be honest, because it's like a very hectic day and a very long day. But I think generally just mainly team fighting. I do know that we had like a really big error in the swap though, so usually we don't have that many errors in swaps.
Because I mean, with the whole fearless draft, I think most of the champions we have seen haven't been too unique. But what's been the kind of experience now? You guys have played what, 2 series in fearless? So what has been the experience going away from traditional drafting?
I mean, once like the top 3, maybe top 4 or 5 AD carries are down, you get to play like pretty much whatever you want. Or like depending on how the draft goes, you just pick to either balance your comp or counter their comp, which is pretty fun because you get to play a lot more things than you used to be in the past.
Is this something you would, if you had to choose between having like fearless for all the splits or traditional drafting, do you have a preference? Or?
I really enjoy the fearless. I think it like helps just change up the game. It's not the same game over and over. It's pretty fun. I enjoy fearless a lot.
Yeah, because I feel like a champion like Kaisa, if it was not fearless, I feel like it would just be Ashe Varus every game.
Yeah,
so
it's just close to Ashe Varus mainly, probably. Like how the entire world sees it, pretty much would just be how it is. And then once those are down in fearless, it's just then you can pick whatever you want really.
Is there any like sleeper picks that without leaking? Obviously, is there any like champions you think are underrated at the moment?
I think everyone's playing pretty much what's correct at the moment.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much, Yeon.
Thank you.